Hello and welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Cynthia Scott, your host for this segment of Monmouth in Focus. Today we are joined by Freeholder's Serena DiMaso, who is here to talk about the Monmouth County Clean Communities program. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here.
What exactly is the Monmouth County Clean Communities program?
Well, the Clean Communities program is just as it sounds. It's a program that is run from the state and through to Monmouth County, and it keeps our communities clean. It's a litter abatement program, and for regular people, it's just about picking up the garbage that's in the streets and on the public properties so that we make sure that Monmouth County is beautiful and the place you want to be.
Exactly. And how is the Clean Communities program funded?
It's funded through a tax that is placed on 15 specific types of businesses that the government has, the state government has felt that these businesses are the ones that would probably produce the most litter.
Okay.
And so they're taxed, and that's run through the DEP and the Treasury Department, and then they pass the dollars along to the county.
So they pass the dollars along to the county then in turn passes them along to the municipalities?
Yes, through a program. The funds are allocated to the county according to road mileage. So depending on how many roads you have, will depend on how much funding you get. And then the county allocates the dollars to the communities that have a Clean Communities program, and there are strict guidelines through housing ratio to road mileage ratio, and it's a formula that we use to make sure everybody gets their fair share.
So Clean Communities is available to every county in New Jersey. It just depends upon whether the county wants to take advantage of it or not?
Yes, and it's also available to every municipality. And as long as the municipalities have a Clean Communities coordinator and follow some guidelines that incorporate the elements of cleanup and volunteerism, then they can be considered for the grant dollars.
Okay, so basically who's cleaning up? What groups has Monmouth County reached out to?
Well, we use the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, students here at Brookdale Community College, Monmouth University, and just environmental groups and different commissions around Monmouth County. Many times we also use the Sheriff's Department for their inmate program, which works wonders.
Sure. So the inmate laborers program is out there with Clean Communities directors, and they're helping clean up. They were just last month out there over by Shafter Road, which is a hot spot because the trucks, the garbage sometimes is coming off of the trucks and it's littering the roadways.
Right. It's one of those inadvertent things when things fall off the trucks and, people driving. And even sometimes, you go to throw something in a public garbage pail and you miss and it goes flying off in the wind and you don't really chase it. So it's those things that we're looking to clean up and make sure that our community stays clean.
Absolutely. So how does the groups or county or organization schedule a cleanup?
They just have to call the Clean Communities coordinator. In our case, it's Will Johnson in Monmouth County. And just call Will and he'll set it up for you. Also, they can go on our website at www.visitmonmouth.com and get more information on the program there.
Right.
But we're open to whomever wants to be a part of this.
And how long has Clean Communities been around in Monmouth County for?
Well, it started with the Clean Communities Act, which was developed in 1980, which was adopted in 1986.
Right.
So it's been around a really long time, and it works. We have lots of people who do great work to make sure that, we keep the streets clean and we keep our public lands clean.
And, another effort that doesn't cost the taxpayers money. I mean, if we didn't have Clean Communities, you may be paying, workers to obviously get out there and clean up the areas.
Absolutely. We'd have to hire park personnel or, to make sure that the areas are kept clean. We'd have to have more Department of Public Works people out there instead of just fixing potholes. They'd have to stop and clean up the trash that's on the side of the roads because we really just can't leave it there. It's not good for the environment.
So if the municipality says, I need an area to be cleaned up, it could be any area, correct?
Yes, it could be any area that, as long as we see a need for it. Well, actually, if they use the funds themselves, they can they can do their own volunteerism and their own education. The funds are also used to educate the public on not littering and making sure that you don't drop something in the street because it just goes into our streams and waterways. So they can use their funding after they apply for it, within the guidelines. But they can call the county anytime and ask for inmate labor help to do a larger area if they don't have the
Absolutely.
volunteers for it.
Right, absolutely, and that's an important note that the municipalities can absolutely call and request inmate labor to come to their town, whether it be for a day or a week, and they can help clean up the areas. Does Clean Communities work closely with the Reclamation Center?
They do, because the Reclamation Center, for those who don't know what that actually means, is
Yeah.
where we bring all our garbage. So they work with them and they make sure that we recycle and we reuse things that need to be recycled and reused, instead of just continuing to make garbage and take up space in the landfill.
Right.
So they work closely together. They all work closely together. We have a solid waste advisory team that works with the Clean Communities, and we have recycling. So all of these programs that Monmouth County has put together work together,
Right.
to make sure that we keep Monmouth the place you want to be.
And that's how it is operational and successful, when all
Everybody
different-
works together.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. I would imagine that Clean Communities is also busy after the winter, once we start the summer season of cleaning up the beaches.
Oh, yes, they absolutely are. And just recently, well, in the beginning of the summer season, we worked with Monmouth Beach to help them rake their beaches
Right.
after, some debris still
Yeah.
coming up after Superstorm Sandy. So, we all, again, you work together, you make the load light for everyone.
Absolutely. So there's not a set number of people in Clean Communities. I know you said the director, but anybody that wants to volunteer or be a part of it can absolutely do so.
Yes, anybody that would like to volunteer. And a lot of times we get high school students or,
Yeah.
environmental
Community
groups.
service.
Yes, community service, ecology groups. That's where their passion is. So,
Right.
everybody has a passion. So we try
Yep.
to, in the county anyway, try to make sure that we tap into those passions and tap into the volunteerism that's in everybody's heart to come out and do what they can to keep our community clean.
Sure, it's a great effort there, cleaning up the litter throughout Monmouth County to keep it beautiful and maintaining our environment.
Absolutely, and making sure that it's clean and clear and beautiful for the future, for
Right.
our children and their children and hopefully their children.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Freeholder, thanks so much for joining us today. Always a pleasure to have you here on Monmouth in Focus.
Thank you.
And for more information on Clean Communities of Monmouth County, you could, of course, go to www.visitmonmouth.com. I'm Cynthia Scott. Have a great day, everyone.